In the previous chapter, we said that from the moment of awareness, human beings became bound to responsibility. But this question remained: what role did religion play in this midst? Did religion come to make responsibility heavier, or did it come to give it meaning? If we look at history, we see that religion was not merely a collection of rulings. Rather, it was an effort to gather the scattered human being, to gather them around a single meaning. And perhaps this is why, in our tradition, whenever the name of love is mentioned, Shams and Rumi come to mind. Entering the inner dialogue. In the beginning, before it was law, was religion not an invitation to love?
If it were not for love, why did the prophets first address the hearts? Why did they awaken the human being before building the structure?
But is love enough?
No. If love does not lead to constructiveness, it remains a mere feeling, and if it does not reach awareness, it may go astray. Perhaps religion was an effort to gather these three: constructiveness, love, and awareness.
If these three dimensions were present in religion, why is one seen more prominently than the others in history?
Perhaps because each era had a different need. In the beginning, the human being had to survive. Society had to be built. Judaism, constructiveness. In the initial conditions, law and covenant were the pillars of survival. The shared awareness of the covenant bound human beings together. Here, constructiveness was prominent, yet love and awareness were also present within the heart of that very covenant. Christianity, the prominence of love.
What happened when society took shape?
The message transcended the borders of a single people. The invitation became more universal, and it was natural for affection and forgiveness to become more prominent. The covenant took on the color of a comprehensive faith. Islam, awareness and balance.
And then?
An emphasis on remembrance, on reflection, on individual responsibility, not the separation of matter from meaning, but rather directing material life toward meaning. In truth, all three dimensions were always there, but in each era, one became brighter. But the problem began when this balance was disrupted, when one of these three took the place of the other two. And this sentence takes us to the section, Imperfect Faith and Power.
Imperfect faith and the disruption of balance.
We said that all three dimensions, constructiveness, love, and awareness, were present in religions. So why did history not always remain peaceful?
Perhaps because balance is delicate. If one of these three dominates the others, equilibrium is lost. Constructiveness without love turns into a dry structure. Love without awareness leads to a directionless feeling. Awareness without responsibility can become a tool of power.
The critical point: the entry of power.
Was the problem with religion?
The problem was not with revelation. The problem was with the human being, when they preferred power over meaning. Wherever power took the place of love and obedience took the place of awareness, faith became imperfect. Religion by itself was the carrier of all three dimensions. But throughout history, sometimes humans highlighted one part and ignored another part. And when the balance was disrupted, misunderstandings began. Dogmatism took the place of dialogue. Identity sat in the place of responsibility, and disagreement turned into confrontation. This is how imperfect faith sometimes led to conflict. But is this the end of the story? Or does the possibility of returning to balance still exist? And this takes us to the next section, complete faith and the awakened conscience.
The possibility of return. Complete faith.
If the balance was disrupted, is there a way to return?
If the human being had the power to disrupt the balance, they also have the power to restore it. Complete faith is the return of this very balance. What is complete faith? Complete faith means constructiveness without eliminating love, love without extinguishing awareness, awareness without submitting to power. Neither the erasure of the past nor the denial of religion, but rather the completion of understanding. Transition to the awakened conscience.
Where does this return begin?
From within the human being, from the place where, before any identity, conscience is present. Conscience knows no borders. It knows neither nation nor religion. It only asks, is what you are doing just? Perhaps today, the time has come to take faith out of competition and turn it into a shared responsibility.
And this is where Surah Al-Asr finds meaning. By the time, indeed, mankind is in loss. The address is to mankind, not to one specific nation, not to one particular religion, not to a limited time. The human being is in loss, except those who hold four principles together: faith, righteous deeds, advising each other to truth, advising each other to patience. Faith, meaning belief in meaning. Righteous deeds, meaning to build, not to destroy. Advising to truth, meaning the courage of collective honesty. Advising to patience, meaning steadfastness in the path of reform. These are not the principles of a specific religion. They are the principles of human salvation. Perhaps the loss of our time is not from the absence of religion, but from the absence of balance. And perhaps the way to salvation is the return to that same simple equilibrium: constructiveness, love, and awareness. If, in the history of thought, thinkers from different civilizations sat across from each other, perhaps they would ask like this:
Can reason reach the truth?
If truth is one, then reason and faith are both on the path toward it.
Then where does the conflict come from?
From excess in one and negligence of the other. Then you conclude, balance is not the elimination of either, it is their harmony.
But has this balance always been maintained in history? This is a question we will address as we continue. In the history of thought, there have been philosophers who attempted to establish a balance between reason and faith, including Avicenna in the Islamic world and Thomas Aquinas in the Christian tradition. If truth is one, reason and faith cannot be enemies. Balance takes shape when neither denies the place of the other. Perhaps the issue is not choosing between them. Rather, it is finding the harmony between them. But has this harmony always been maintained in history? This is a question we will examine in the continuation.